You know, I wasn't really sure what I'd talk about today in this video, but I think a lot of people need to hear this. Why are you holding back, bro? There's so many people that come to me with these ideas of what they want to do with their life, what they want to pursue, what they want to go into, something they want to start doing. They want to start incorporating in their lives, but then they didn't start. They didn't just start and figure out a way to do it. And I can't comprehend why people don't just start. So I'm here to tell you why that idea you have, that thing you want to pursue, why you should start this second right after this video. Because I can't comprehend why people don't take action on whatever idea you have, whatever it is you want to pursue in your life. Let me give you a great example. I want to pursue content. As you can see, I'm creating content, right? When I first decided that I wanted to create content, I had an idea of what type of content I wanted to create. I told myself, okay, I'll create like fitness/motivational edits, right? You know what kept me from starting? I thought to myself, I'm not big enough. I thought to myself I wasn't big enough yet to start being an influencer like that. And eventually I did start, and guess what? I started because I thought I was big enough. But when I look back, I wasn't big, bro. I was still skinny. I mean, sure, I had defined muscle, I had a line in my chest, I looked good, I had abs, I was shredded. I was still not big, bro. I don't think I'm big yet either still, bro. I still don't think I'm big. But I started. And when I started, I realized how much time I wasted. When people come to me and they tell me they want to create content, I tell them, please start right away. Because once you do start, the only regret you're going to have is not starting earlier. Please let that sink in. That idea you have, that thing you want to pursue, whenever you do decide to start, you are going to regret not starting earlier. Maybe not on the same day, but eventually you're going to realize like, damn, I could be so much more ahead if I started earlier, right? You know why you're going to regret that? Because you're going to realize that, when you start, you learn more and more and more and more and more. Literally, when I started creating content, it was ass. It sucked, bro. I'll admit it myself. The first 100, 200 videos I did were not that great, right? I'll admit that myself. But we all have to start somewhere. There's a quote I like. I'm not sure if I'm saying it entirely correct, but I'm going to tell you. On your first attempt, you will suck. On your 1000th attempt, you will realize what talent you have. Something like that. Something along those lines. You're going to realize how good you are at it. Because if you continue showing up for something over and over and over and over again, it only makes sense for you to continue to keep getting better. Take soccer, for example. When you first started playing soccer, you sucked, right? You didn't know how to kick a ball properly. You didn't know how to tap the ball control, right? But the more and more you played soccer, the better you got, right? The same thing applies in whatever it is you want to pursue in your life. If it's content, when I started creating content, it sucked ass. Is my content the greatest right now? Probably not, but it's a hell of a lot better than when I first started creating content. And that's what I want you to realize. Whatever it is you want to start in your life, start. Because once you start it, you are going to continue getting better and better and better at it. You're going to continue investing more time in it. And when you do that, you're going to learn new things more and more, which is going to improve your skill set in whatever it is you're pursuing. When I started creating content, I started learning shit with my content. I went and learned color grading. I went and learned some shit for my editing. I went and watched videos on how to edit better on CapCut, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? The more I learned, the better I got. You get what I'm saying? But I only learned those things because I started. Because when I started to learn. I started to invest my time in it. You understand what I'm saying? So whatever it is you want to pursue, start. Because once you start, you are going to learn so much more that just is going to keep improving you in whatever it is you're pursuing. Now, another reason that people don't start the things and the ideas that they have is because they're worried about what other people will say. Let me ask you something. Since you haven't started that idea yet, or whatever it is you want to pursue, and you haven't started, tell me, have people judged you in your life? Most likely, right? People are going to judge you no matter what. You are already being judged by people and you didn't even start that idea. So why the fuck do you care if they judge you when you do start the idea? And once you do start, everyone will say what they have to say. And if you don't stop, what more can they say? That's what I'm trying to get at. What more can people say? Let me give you an example. I started creating content. This is now 2 years I'm creating content, right? What do you think people told me when I first started creating content 2 years ago? About how they laughed at me, how they believed it wasn't going to work, blah, 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 blah. I'm still here 2 years later. What more can they say? There's nothing they can still tell me, bro. But obviously I don't give a shit what they say, right? As Alexander the Great said, he did not conquer half the world by listening to men who had conquered nothing, right? So I don't give a shit about the opinion of other people, but for someone that it does give a shit about the opinion of other people, I'm trying to get through your head that their opinion doesn't matter, because they're gonna give their opinion, they're gonna move on with their life, and you're gonna move on with your life, and you're gonna continue doing whatever it is you're doing, and eventually when it works, what more can they say? Even if it doesn't work while you're in the process, they already gave their opinion and their judgment. What more can they say? It's not the end of the world. Their judgment is not going to kill you. It's not going to affect your life in any way. I mean, it might suck being judged or getting laughed at, but that's a mind over matter situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your mind has to be strong enough to say, fuck that shit. I know me. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of, and I'm gonna get this shit done. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I told myself. Because I wouldn't be where I am today if I listened to all these people. I wouldn't be where I am if I decided to adopt their thinking, their self-limiting beliefs. You know why people believe you can't do something? Because they believe that you are going to put in the same half-ass effort that they will. And let me tell you something. If people don't believe that you can do something, it's because they can't see themselves doing it. But you're not them. You know, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get my point? That's why I'm trying to tell you. It is so important that whatever idea you have, you just start. Start. Figure it out along the way. Get that shit done. Because at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck, bro. For those of you who go to gym, let me give you the perfect example. When you first started going to gym, especially by the weight section, you were a bit nervous, you thought people were watching you, were judging you, blah, blah, blah. And after a couple of years in the gym, you realize no one gives a fuck. Everyone's busy doing their own thing, hitting their own workouts, blah, blah, blah. They don't care what you're doing. I mean, obviously, unless you're doing something stupid in the gym, they might look at you. But even after they look at you, they go back to doing their own thing. And that is the perfect example for whatever it is you want to pursue in life. No one gives a fuck, bro. I mean, people will give their opinions, but they're gonna do that and then continue with their life. They're gonna move on with their life and continue doing whatever it is they're doing. Because at the end of the day, they don't truly give a fuck, bro. They have their own life to live. Sonda. Sonda means that we are all the main character in our own lives, but a side character in everyone else's. That's exactly it, bro. So, I want you to understand. Please start. Whatever it is you want to start, just start. As bad as it is, as terrible as it is, even if you start going to the gym, start. We all have to start somewhere. Even when I started going to the gym, I didn't know a lot of shit, bro. I had to start somewhere. And I figured it out and learned more as I continued going to the gym. With my content, I had to start somewhere. And I figured it out and learned more as I kept going. So, please, to those of you who are watching this, whatever it is you have at the back of your mind, just start. The only thing holding you back is you. Not what people say, not what people think, not what people are gonna call you, etc., etc. It's you. Just start. I hope this video got through to you guys. Please make sure you smash that like button, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions for me, drop it in the comments, bro. I mean, I'm not a big creator yet, so I'll definitely reply to the comments I see. As always, I'm rooting for you and I'm watching from afar. Do the hard work, especially when you don't